So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for some fun and games, folks. That's right, today we're going to be talking about eFootball. It's been a while since I've, raged into the eFootball world. I did play it the other night, and I did want to play it after playing UFL. So today we're going to look at a comparison. We are going to compare eFootball with UFL side to side. They're both free to play. Yes, I know Konami has way more experience, so you would expect a better product than UFL, which ultimately, yes, the gameplay is better in eFootball by quite a stretch. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to go over a couple of other news details as well. And then we're going to dive into also, well, very quickly show you we are updating PES 21. That's right. If you guys are still playing it on PS4, PS5, we're still working on an option file and all that fun stuff. So we're going to dive into it. Okay, it will be a long video as always. Look, folks, my videos are never really short, okay? I don't do the whole modernized editing. You know how it is now where people do shorts and stuff. There's words flashing at you and things going across and you get big and she gets small. I don't do any of that. I just keep it simple because I'm old school. And I'm not going to change. Like, I've realized this. Like, this is why I actually hate modern society. I can't stand gaming as a whole, to be fair, apart from the few companies that are still doing it old school. Konami not being one of them. Right, so first things first, let's dive into this. So this is what we put out yesterday, folks, right? The new update that we're working on regarding version 1 over on eFootball Universe. If you do head over there right now, it will tell you, briefly what's coming and all that stuff. We'll have it up on the hub possibly today, hopefully today. Only 2 leagues possibly to start with because there is a lot of transfers to be done. There's no point us messing around with transfers if they're still going, right? And also we have a lot smaller team than we used to have, folks. You know, we're still charging memberships, of course, because we still have to pay for servers and all the other stuff that you got to pay for. I mean, come on, it costs like $4 to buy eggs these days. It's madness. So anyway, have a look, check it out. We've done all the kits. Remember, if you are using United and Arsenal, you can only use one of the kits, which is the 4th version. So we've gone obviously for the home kit for both. There's just no way around it. But the likes of Tottenham and Leicester, etc., will all have, at least home and away kits. And there's all the other lads. Of course, Kylian Mbappe was a big signing, and Alvarez decided he'd had enough of City and he's going to Madrid. Atletico, that is. So there we go. So there we go, folks. Stay tuned for that. Now, let's move on further because we're going to talk about eFootball. Now, the first big piece of news, I guess, would be the fact that Konami have decided they've had enough of adding, 2 extra digits or 4 extra digits at the end of the name. So it will no longer be called eFootball 25 or 26 or 27. It would just be eFootball. Why? I don't know. There's a lot of questions you ask about Konami. I don't know the answer for it. Just probably to make things simple and more streamlined. And if anything, probably a bad thing, if I'm being honest, because imagine you had Master League that comes out for E25, right? And then Master League comes out for E26 with an update. But now what? There's not going to be one? I don't know. We're going to talk about Master League anyway, because as far as I'm concerned, we ain't seeing it. I just can't be... I can't be any more honest now, folks, than I've lost all hope and faith in Konami themselves because of the whole change of direction. Obviously, they've got new campaigns going on and all that stuff. So yeah, they continually recycle the same cards. I get it. We all want the legends. I actually do have a Paul Scholes version. But yeah, it's all the same kind of content. Now, one thing I did want to discuss as well was this post right here. Okay, so this was put out on August 9th by eFunctional, and he basically said, look, I'd like more popular members of the community to share this and understand Konami intended to make a next-gen game, which they did because we all saw the trailer for PES 2022. And in many aspects, it was. Well, it wasn't. We need to make this a conversation again. First of all, there's nothing about eFootball ever since it's been released that is next-gen. There is nothing. Graphically, no. The sounds, the menus, the player models, the crowd, the textures, nothing is next-gen in any shape or form, right? I will play this video because why not? Because I basically just said this underneath, right? I said, look, you're whacking a dead horse, mate, at this point. They simply saw an easy money, rinse and repeat content that we've seen over the last 3 years, right? And changed their direction, plain and simple. The severe lack of content since eFootball launched tells you that. Don't know why I got excited there. Plus, mobile is the reason you'll never see a proper next-gen title, which is 100% correct. I mean, I said this when the game came out. Like, how are you honestly going to give a game next-gen overhaul treatment when you're factoring in a mobile? Because mobile, by the way, can be on a lot of platforms. You've got iPhone and Android, and then there's different variations of mobiles. Some mobiles don't have the best hardware. You know, these new iPhones, don't get me wrong, they're absolutely juiced up. But older phones won't be able to play games that newer phones will play. So you've got all that into account to worry about. But if you're just doing next gen, you don't have to worry about that. You worry about the PS5, the Xbox, and the PC, and that's it. But they're not doing that, and they're not going to. I don't know Konami's analytics, but I know for a fact that more people play the mobile version of this game and spend more money on the mobile version than they do on PC and console. Those are the facts. That's why Konami changed the idea that they initially had. It's nothing to do with Adam Batty. It's nothing to do with Robbie. I know people have a go at these people all the time. Folks, they're just doing what they're told. It's as simple as that. It's like your boss tells you one thing, right? And then they change their mind. What are you going to do as a person? Nothing. It's the boss. It's the CEOs. I worked for a company, right? And I worked there for a bit, couple of years. And I was basically like the email guy, right? I came in and did a brand new like responsive design because they just were using HTML tables, right? And he didn't want it. My boss didn't want to transition from HTML old school ways to responsive design. And you know what I said? I said, all right, fine then. I'm going to stop caring because what's the point? I give you a good idea. You didn't want it. Forget it. And that's what's happening here. So don't be having a go at Adam Batty and all those folks. They're just telling you what they thought was going to happen. Things changed. Konami changed. They decided they didn't want to go through the whole next-gen route, and they wanted to just keep things the way it is. And there we go. Simple as that. So anyway, I don't really think we'll see a whole lot of Master League because the game's not even ready, folks. It's not. The AI aren't good enough. And once again, it's because we've got crappy old AI from mobile stuff. Anyway, enough blabbering on that. Let's dive over to some actual gameplay and we'll compare UFL to eFootball. See you in a sec. All right, folks, so we have UFL right here, all right, behind me. There it is. And then we've got UFL on the other side. I've had to do it like this, folks. There's no other way to do it. You know, I'm trying to compare them side by side without it looking ridiculous. So maybe blow up your phone or the TV so you can get a better feel for it. But yeah, let's go ahead and play both these matches. So the eFootball one, okay, this was against Crystal Palace. Okay, I brought Anthony on, by the way, in the second half of this video, and he was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, good. Crazy match. So the ending of this eFootball game is rather entertaining. And then obviously UFL, I probably showed this before. This was from the second beta, which was a little bit disappointing. Generally, the passing. And this is where I'm going to compare the two games. Right? The level of freedom on eFootball, when you turn off the assists. Now, we know UFL doesn't have this option. But, like, obviously I'm playing with no assistance on eFootball because that's the way I enjoy it. You see more animations and I just feel like it opens up the game more. It's so much more freedom, folks. And this is why I had to go back and play eFootball after UFL. Not to say that UFL doesn't have, you know, pros, because I will admit, look, the animations are one thing that eFootball is severely lacking. Like, Konami, if you are going to show any kind of like, I really care about the game, we're going to showcase some actual improvements, then start upping the animations. Mocap. Like, watch the goalkeeping animations in eFootball. Watch the goalkeeping animations in UFL. They are leaps and bounds. Like, UFL has much better mocap, and that's where I feel like the animations are superior, whereas eFootball is still using the same animations that we have seen in all the older PES games, you know, and new animations do ultimately open up a game. That's why EA or FC 24, 25, they keep adding new animations. I know the engine is a mess, but at the end of the day, if you keep saying the same things or keep seeing the same things over and over and over again, it becomes monotonous. It becomes boring. Just start doing more mocap, Konami. Another thing I noticed when I was playing eFootball, folks, is the crowd. I mean, it's rubbish. They haven't done anything to the crowd. Even when you score, there's barely a whole lot going on. The crowd doesn't really move a whole lot. You know, graphically, there's elements to eFootball that look good. Like when the players actually have a real face, the game looks all right. You know, the default faces look pretty horrendous. Yoro looks like a beanbag. I don't really know what they did with him. So yeah, this is why I don't understand why people really think we're going to get a next-gen version of eFootball, because I'm not seeing any real progression. Are you? I mean, we're still playing basically a demo at this point, right? And they've still locked a lot of stuff behind. Why? Why are we locking the time of this game? Why can't we play more than 10 minutes? Why can't we play on more than 1 or 2 difficulty levels? Doesn't make sense. You know, in trial mode, it's still called trial mode. They never changed that. They never updated it. And once again, to me, this all comes down to the higher-uppers, the CEOs, that they see money, and instead of, like, actually keeping their loyalty and respect, Konami, they basically lost it all. Just to basically get more money. That's what happened there. Where I would have loved them, as you guys would have loved it too, to stick with PES 2022, which would have been mind-blowingly good, I reckon, because PES 21 was already a pretty solid foundation. Look at this goal from Anthony here. The AI as well. I mean, this is where on Superstar in eFootball, the AI are not good. They really aren't. I mean, I know I concede it, but I mean, you can actually walk around them because unlike PES, and I will always compare eFootball to PES. I'm sorry, I will. It will be done. All right? Because they are basically the same. They've just tweaked things. eFootball's dribbling, by the way, is better than PES's. It is. I love the dribbling. I love dribbling in football games. It's one of the main purposes of football. Dribbling. If you're an exceptional dribbler, right, like Cristiano Ronaldo was when he came to United and was tearing it up, you will excel. Yes, if you have good range of passing, it's fantastic. But a player that can dribble, that's not easy, you know? So anyway, that was the UFL gameplay there. You know, that I was kind of showcasing. I made some changes here in this match. But yeah, you let me know just let me know your thoughts on the game. I just feel like I don't know what to say anymore with eFootball. I just don't know where they're going with the game, because they haven't gone anywhere over the last 3 years. It's like being in a relationship with someone for 3-4 years, and there's no real progression in that relationship. Do you want to stick it out? Or do you want to go somewhere else? I think a lot of people are. They've had enough of it. You know, and if FC 25 sorted the gameplay out, then I probably would play it more, or at least try it. Or when it comes out, that is. Honestly, folks, I probably will have to try out FC 25 with sliders and mods and etc. on PC. Give it a bash. What else is going to happen at this point? Anyway, but enough of that comparing. So I'm gonna get rid of this one here. I'm gonna blow this one up because I want you guys to watch the end of this match, because it's pretty entertaining, and this is where these games can be quite fun. Like, I started right here to high press. I said, right, I need a goal, I need a result. There he is, Mazauri, the new lad. So here we go. We switched the play. Lovely pass. Here is Anthony, who came on, to be fair, and was an absolute magician. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, beautiful. Still going. Oof, unlucky. Richards comes across. And we will get back to Master League, folks. I still want to do a Football Life playthrough and all that stuff as well, so don't worry, that will be coming. So yeah, here is Munoz. I couldn't defend right here. This is where my defending went all over the place. The players weren't reacting, all over the shop, and we conceded. So look at the time, 84 minutes. We're 2-1 down here. Right, I'm going to push this forward a little bit more. I made some changes. This was my team. As you can see, I did bring in Delict, Yoro, and Mazauri Just give me delights. Delight? Delict. That's the one. So, made the changes. Mainu comes off. Casemiro comes on. Martinez on for Delict. And this is what happens. Are you guys ready? So, long ball forward. Sometimes you do route one. Yeah, I was looking for Ruud van Nistelrooy. These are all old players, by the way, that I've kept for a while in my team. So I still have some legends. Look at this play. Martinez, Dennis Irwin into Højlund. Have a look at this turn from Mount. Beautiful stuff for Bosch. So 2-2, 87 minutes on the clock. Mason Mount finally doing something in a red shirt. So there's Euro, by the way. He looks horrendous. He's got the spider head and a default face. So I'm hoping that he should get a new lick of paint, Euro, with the new update. And look at this. Here we go. Højlund. So 89th minute. Looking for the result. Marcus Rashford now down the left-hand side here. So what are we going to do? Lay this back. Mason Mount. Deflection. And it rolls out for a corner. So we've got 5 minutes of stoppage time here. I went for the, the trusty flick on. It did work. Yodo was there. Went for the diving header from Van Nistelrooy. And the ball was cleared into touch. Now, Dennis Irwin picks it up. Finds Mr. Anthony. And watch Ruud van Nistelrooy here. Bang. Off the woodwork. Comes off the keeper. And Man United do what Man United used to do. 2 goals in the space of, 7 or 8 minutes. Come from behind. Lovely stuff. But even looking at the replays, once again, things that haven't been addressed, we've still got the same rubbish replays, folks. I mean, that goalkeeping animation has been in the game since, I think, Mr. Bean was invented back in the 90s, to be honest. Same, they jump the same, they're on trampolines. I mean, honestly, the replays are probably the worst, and I say it because of how bad the grass looks. I mean, it's non-existent. It's like they're playing on AstroTurf. And then look at the crowd. The crowd barely moves. It's just, there's nothing next-gen about this game, folks, and it's not going to happen. I keep telling you this. Until Konami decide we're going to come out with their own version, which is not going to happen, because why would they? Why would you change something that's working for you? As much as I hate it, a lot of offline people hate it, the people that don't like online generally aren't going to enjoy this game. They're not going to change it. Simple as that. So we're just going to have to put up with it. So, here we are. And I'll just keep making rant videos. Anyway, there it is. 3-2. I do think that was a pretty good, ending to the match. And yeah, Anthony, he came on and pulled his finger out and even got a little interview. So, Anthony, how well do you think you did? What did the gaffer say to you earlier when you were getting ready to come on? You said, don't do any spins and stop being a plonker. So I shot the ball and scored the goal. Brilliant. Next. Anyway. All right, folks. That is all for today. That was it. That's it. That's all I can say about the game. There's nothing else to say. Let me know your thoughts below. And I'm not having a go at the people that play the game, because at the end of the day, I always say, play what you enjoy. Spend money on what you enjoy. Life's too short. It's up to you. I'm just giving you my thoughts. Okay? The game is no way near the level that this game should be after 3 years, but it is what it is. I'll see you in the next one, and yeah, we'll be back with Master League. I've got to get back to it. Man United playthrough. We'll get the season done, and then we can start a fresh one with all the transfers and, do the usual. All right? Till next time, let me know your thoughts. Take care.